The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at 10 movies so disgusting they made people physically ill.
You filth! Make me one of you!
For this video, we're looking at movies with reputations for making the viewer nauseous, distressed, and unwell due to their graphic imagery or themes. Which movie left you green in the face? Let us know in the comments. The Perfection. This psychological body horror picture is full of twists and turns. At the center is a fascinating dynamic between Allison Williams and Logan Browning. However, we wouldn't blame you for bailing after a certain scene where two characters get off a bus.
It's okay. Feel good. Lizzie, we're gonna stop, I promise. Stop! You have to pull over! I really don't feel good. I know you don't.
If you suffer from entomophobia, i.e. fear of insects, or apotemnophobia, i.e. fear of amputation, The Perfection is definitely one that will get under your skin.
Help me! Help me! Help me, Charlotte! You know what you have to do.
When the film hit Netflix, many took to social media, warning viewers that it wasn't for the faint of heart. One Twitter user wrote that the film made them, quote, physically sick. However, they were glad that they didn't turn off the movie, noting that, quote, the ending was good. So, a bit of a mixed vomit bag.
And this is for every other girl who trusted your sick, sorry ass!
Terrifier 2.
Aren't you a little old to be trick-or-treating?
You'd think that audiences would have seen it all by 2022. If Art the Clown's next act proves anything, though, it's that people aren't getting any less squeamish.
Stay back. Stop, please, stop! Stay away from me! No, please! Wait. No, please, stop!
On Twitter, viewers have reported witnessing people faint and vomit at Terrifier 2 screenings. One user even claimed that a friend passed out and the theater called an ambulance, although he added that the film was still, quote, highly recommended. Director Damien Leone says he sees walkouts as, quote, a badge of honor, but he doesn't want people fainting or getting hurt watching his film. While the producers added a warning, you could argue that reports like this will only drive up business. For the morbidly curious, it is a bloody, disgusting creation you need to see to believe.
911? Do you have an emergency?
Kuso. Here's a film so disgusting it didn't play in many theaters outside of Sundance. For those who attended the premiere in 2017, Kuso quickly gained a reputation as the festival's grossest film. Directed by Steven Ellison, aka Flying Lotus, Kuso follows 4 stories, if you can call them that, about mutated earthquake survivors.
Here it comes. It's time again.
Every character is cringe-inducing. The standouts being a cockroach who lives in a highly uncomfortable era, and, we are not kidding, a talking boil with a sex drive.
We should take you to the doctor.
No doctors.
What? Why not?
'Cause I'm too scared of what they might say.
Following reports of walkouts, Flylow claimed that only about 20 out of 400 left, although that speaks for itself. While Flylow says that he didn't aspire to make the grossest film of all time, he wanted to capture people at their ugliest. Mission accomplished.
Okay, yeah, bye. See you later. See ya. See ya.
Freaks.
Get out of here!
Ahead of its time, Freaks is now regarded as a sharp commentary on class and the treatment of people with disabilities. Before the film was even released in 1932, though, Freaks supposedly prompted runouts, not walkouts, at test screenings. Aside from reports of people passing out and becoming sick, a woman claimed the film was responsible for her miscarriage.
Oh, but you are strong. You're squeezing me to death.
And you like it.
Oh, you're taking my breath away.
MGM was compelled to cut director Todd Browning's 90-minute picture to 64 minutes. Although the full version has been lost to time, the edited version continues to shock audiences over 90 years later.
I think she likes you, but he don't.
You might assume that a 30s horror film would be tame by today's standards, but once you've seen Cleopatra get her comeuppance, the ghastly aftermath will remain burned in your brain.
Believe it or not, there she is.
Macabre.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the next hour and 15 minutes, you will be shown things so terrifying that the management of this theater is deeply concerned for your welfare.
Sometimes a film is so vile that it drives audiences away. With the right marketing, it can have the opposite effect. Arguably one of the first movies to take this approach was 1958's Macabre.
Get Jim Tyler, quick! Oh, all right! Run, where are you?
A master of B-movies, gimmicks, and showmanship, William Castle mortgaged his house to produce this horror film, to generate interest. The movie was built up as so shocking that a $1,000 life insurance policy via Lloyd's of London was offered in case viewers died of sheer terror.
Take it back. And take it with you, because it's all you'll ever touch again.
Phony nurses were also enlisted to stand in the lobby, while hearses were parked by the theaters. Although overhyped and misleading, Macabre established that there was an audience for movies that promised to make people physically ill, perhaps even scare them to death. Antichrist. Antichrist remains unrated in the US, as it was never submitted to the MPAA. The filmmakers didn't see the point since an NC-17 rating would have been a given.
Chaos reigns.
Considered by some to be the most depraved entry in director Lars von Trier's Depression trilogy, people still debate if Antichrist is a misogynistic movie or a feministic movie. Either way, everyone can agree that it is a stomach-churning movie, with the most revolting moments taking us below the belt. Let's just say that after watching the film, you won't be able to look at a pair of scissors without clenching up for a while.
I'm thinking, can't I just be afraid without a definite object?
It's also by no means a date movie. Although, for young couples trying to avoid temptation, Antichrist should kill the mood.
And I understood that everything that used to be beautiful about Eden was perhaps hideous.
Saw 3.
Hello, Carrie. I want to play a game.
The Saw movies aren't for everyone. Looking back, though, the first film is fairly restrained, with some graphic moments taking place off-screen. By the time we got to number 3, the filmmakers evidently felt the need to up the gore. They went all out with horrific contraptions like the angel trap, the rack, and a brain surgery that made it past the MPAA uncut.
Keep your mouth closed. You're gonna hear a lot of noise.
We guess the film delivered what its fans wanted, but some viewers got more than they bargained for. In the UK, there were reports of audience members collapsing and ambulances being called. One theater required emergency services 3 times in a single night. They say it's just a movie, but that doesn't mean Jigsaw can't literally put people in the hospital.
If you make it through this, Lynn, you're going to thank me one day, just as Amanda did.
Irréversible. Roger Ebert described Irréversible as, quote, so violent and cruel that most people will find it unwatchable. Of course, he also awarded the film 3 stars, complimenting its, quote, honest depiction of its unspeakable subject matter. Irréversible runs 97 minutes, 9 of which are dedicated to a brutal attack that's executed in an unbroken shot. This scene in particular is the ultimate test of endurance. For many viewers, it was too much, reportedly causing around 250 people to walk out at Cannes. What's more, 20 fainted audience members required oxygen administered by fire wardens, according to the BBC. Lieutenant Gerard Cortel of the fire brigade said, quote, in 25 years in my job, I've never seen this at the Cannes Festival. We haven't seen anything quite like it since. The Exorcist. Still one of the highest-grossing movies ever after inflation, The Exorcist managed to be a massive audience favorite while also repelling countless viewers. There have been numerous stories and rumors about audience reactions at the time of its release. These include multiple people fainting, several having heart attacks, a New York woman miscarrying, ambulances being called, and a man being escorted out on a stretcher after 20 minutes.
What's wrong with me?
It's just like the doctor said, it's nerves, and that's all.
It's debatable if some of these reports were embellished, but we don't doubt that people were rushing to the bathrooms nauseated. It's even been said that various theaters gave out Exorcist vomit bags. Whether or not that's true, Mad Magazine would capitalize by putting an Exorcist barf bag on their October 1974 issue.
I think the point is to make us despair. To see ourselves as animal and ugly.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Raw.
Ouvre. Tu seras contente de l'avoir fait. Non, mais tu vas pas commencer l'année sur un abandon là. Tu t'affiches.
Centered on a vegetarian who gets her first taste of meat, Raw is a cannibalism movie inclined to take away your appetite. While Julia Ducournau's film was critically acclaimed, the director was surprised to learn that various audience members reportedly sought medical attention in response to the grisly content. In addition to people fainting, paramedics arrived at the Toronto Film Festival to treat viewers who bit off more than they could chew. Beneath the surface, Raw displays layered themes about human nature, animal nature, and how the two really aren't that different. With some of the most realistic bite marks in cinema, though, it's understandable why not everybody can sink their teeth into this film. So, who's up for barbecue?
J'espère qu'il était bon, moi.
T'as un goût de curry.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.